May 4th meeting of the elected plant board together. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Have any additions, subtractions, or comments? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Have a motion, and have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Minutes of the previous meeting. I must confess I didn't read them, but I have no reason not to approve them. Have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? Anything in there that anybody knows that wasn't right? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. First item of business is to appoint trustee for the Glasgow EPP section of the 457 plan. The only person suitable for that would be Melanie. And unless anybody has any objections to this motion, recommend we approve it.
Make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ratify the programming committee's action.
Okay, and this was in the narrative that we sent out, but just to give you an overview here. They met a couple of weeks ago. Of course, you all know the programming committee is made up of citizens here and our subscribers and are representative of our customers. They met, and this is basically the three actions that they took. Showtime and HBO are premium channels, so the customers pay an additional amount to have those channels, and those wholesale rates are going down. So motions were made to reduce our retail rate to $10.99 for Showtime and to $15 for. The other thing is the AMC networks, and you may or may not have heard more about that. Basically, there was a lot of negotiating done with those, trying to come to an agreement. They started out wanting a pretty large increase that was reduced. And we originally, or the original contract that they wanted was a 4-year term, staying flat this year, but then it would go up the following years. We sent out a social media survey, got very, very little response, with all of them saying, I don't watch those channels, I don't have, they're not of a lot of value to me. The programming committee also tried to poll citizens and see how they felt about it, got the same response. So they did make a motion to drop those channels, and given the customers 30 days notice, that would start June the 9th. And you've probably seen the scroll if you've been on those channels, it's notifying those. And those 5 listed there are the ones that will be going away. So that's the 3 motions that they made, or decisions they made that we need you all to ratify.
Anybody have any comments or objections or discussion?
So I make a motion that we go ahead and ratify their action, the programming committee's actions.
I have a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, and the next thing, you all may recall, on a yearly basis, we match funds with TVA for economic development program. So that is coming up again this year. Each year in the past that we've done it, we have used the maximum amount. So we give 10 and they've given 10. We just want to make sure that you all still, and how much that you want to do. The way that works is we will then decide where that money needs to go, and they will work with TVA, get the paperwork and everything done.
The contributions we're making to the community relief go against this?
No, that's separate.
It did before. We were
this was a different program. Before, we've given this to another. It's actually gone to Sustainable Glasgow in the past. And we can do that again, you know, we can give it to Idea Board. There are many different places that we can give that to. But those community relief funds are separate.
Okay, I know we were matching that though with something like this.
Yeah, well, we've given it with those credits to TDA has been giving us, so we've given that 4,500 each month.
For community relief, there was no matching. We just designated 4,500 a month out of the 3.1% rebate.
Yeah,
And that matched another grant that was $10,000.
yeah, this 10,000 would be separate. This would be specifically for economic development. So we can do any amount, the max is 10,000 and they'll match that.
Where does it go to specifically?
Well, now, or currently, or in the past, it's gone to Sustainable Glasgow. And the way it works is, and Amy may have to clarify here a little more, because she usually works with the company or individual that gets it, but we decide who we're going to give the money to, and then they have to fill out some paperwork with TDA and show why it meets their requirements and what they're going to do with that money. So that they would make the ultimate decision to give the money.
Split, they put in half and we put in.
Right. So the maximum total would be 20,000. And this is something that needs to be done by TDA's end of year. So the sooner that we can go ahead and make the decision, the better, so they can get that paperwork.
What is their end of year?
September 30th. So if we don't want to do it tonight, we probably need,
Oh,
Make a decision
it seems
next
to me
month.
we should designate where we want it to go.
and you can do that as well.
And
Yes.
that's something that we should decide first, where we would put that money. If we just designate a bunch of money to be dispersed, I know exactly where it's going.
You have to
You have
know
to
where it's
designate
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we haven't decided that though. I'm sure.
You have
we
to
do.
decide that.
I'm sure we need to decide that.
Mhm.
We need to put some ideas on the table and decide that that's what we want to do. I think that should be the project for this next month. By the time we meet again,
Okay.
we have some ideas of what we're going to do.
And I'll just add that the purpose really of this program is for them to support maybe not the huge projects, but economic development and more of a local level. It's the real purpose of it.
Well, it seems to me that there are possibly some worthwhile causes.
Mhm.
We should identify those and see if we need to do that. On this for a month.
We will put it on there next month.
And in the interim, try to get some ideas as well.
I'll put together a list of where that
So-
money would
Okay.
be when we use it.
Okay. All right, the next item is progress on electric rate changes, and I just have this on here again, just to let you know where we are. We did get all of the documents signed officially with TVA, so that will go into effect June the 1st. We've already sent out individual mailings and we've posted on social media, so we've notified all the customers. We do want them to understand though that the rate changes June the 1st. So the bill they get in June will not reflect this. It will
This
be,
month's June.
right. It will be the bill they received in July.
Yeah.
Right. So if you get questions on that, we do want to make sure we clarify that. And one other thing that this does affect is the SET project. I don't know if you all remember that. It was started 2015, I guess. There were over 300 customers that received either a battery system, a thermostat, or a water heater. And those were controlled by us, basically to reduce the cost to the customer during those peak hours. Without the peak being part of their electric charge, that's going to change the way that affects them. So we will be contacting those customers and giving some different options and suggestions for what we
Yeah,
think they
there,
need
there,
to do.
a lot of them may want to have that still done.
Right, and they obviously can still control those themselves just to reduce their overall usage
Costs.
and lower their bill. But we will be getting in touch with those individually.
Well, since I was not here last year, did y'all run any projections or anything about the impact this is gonna have on people's bills?
We
last
did.
month? Okay.
Uh-huh. And I don't have those on here again, but
That's fine, I'll go back and watch them.
yes, and the average customer, of course, you know, there's some that use more, some that use less, so the average should see about a $6 reduction on residential, small commercial. But yes, there's more information on the last slide. Okay, we ready for the next?
Yeah, I had sent you a letter, you said you'd already.
We have,
advertised
yes,
it.
We
yes.
voted on that 2 months ago, DT.
Well, we did, but I didn't know that we'd actually
Yeah.
done it.
Well,
Yes.
that's why you gotta let Melanie and her team do their thing. We
I
know
think-
day to day, they are.
It was, I believe, May the 6th that everything went out. It was posted to TDPPA, APPA, T&D World, which is an actual trade magazine, and then LinkedIn. I'm sure you all have heard of LinkedIn. When we contacted them, they all basically said you need to do it online. Some don't offer it in paper print. The others said this is the best way. You know, they directed us there. So that's why we did it all online. I've given you the cost for each one. That has been 3 weeks ago. We haven't received any,
Not one response.
not one response. And of course, they're supposed to send those to the board email, so you all would see those as well. And any that would come in the door would be given to Amy or I to send out. So that's where we are right now. I don't know if you all,
Well, let's just re-up it again. Some of those are expiring when they expire. Find somebody.
well, and the one is for 30 days, but most of them are three months.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, let's just keep it going, whatever. You know, I'm dubious that we're gonna find anybody who'll move to Glasgow and take this job over that has any qualifications at all, but I would have thought some janitors at least would have responded.
yeah, we haven't seen anything so far.
These advertising.
And we did verify they are posted on there. We're not,
They're not as good as you would think they would be. Those are the places that most people that I've talked to would say, that's where you should do.
mhm.
Give it a little try. What was our ad like? What did they say?
It just had the little 2-sentence, you know, we have an opening, and then to follow a link or go to a link to get more information, and that's where it gave all the information on Glasgow and the area, and then on the job itself.
Did anybody hit those sites?
I don't know if we can see if they hit the sites or not. That's a good
I
question.
don't know where y'all put it.
Yeah, Aaron.
If they hit the site, well, of course, you
I
don't
can see the
know who's coming
logs.
in.
Yeah,
If they're coming in out of who knows where. You know.
but the problem, what you run into is if that's dollars, they're gonna hit them. So, and lots of times they anonymize the IP, so you never know. Probably got about 8,000 hits from China would be my guess.
Okay, let's just keep it going for a while, see what comes in.
Okay.
Need to do due diligence along that line if we find anybody or not.
Okay, and the next thing is just some reports here. I just wanted to give you all where we are with the COVID effects as far as the receivables. We were required by Governor Bashir to set up customer accounts that they had not been paid. I think it was through October 25th maybe, on a 6-month loan. So the total amount that we set up was $226,000 for 6 months. As of the end of the month of April, we had collected almost 200,000 with 14,000 remaining. And the reason we still have a little is because some of those are set up a little later than others. But of that total amount, we're expecting about $12,000 to $13,000 in write-off, so.
Considering that's pretty amazing.
Yes, it
That is
is.
amazing.
Yeah.
It is. So we fared very well with that. The next thing is the lobby reopening. Just wanted to let you all know where we are there. We're expecting to do just some small renovations out front. We would really like to get some glass barriers put up. I know you all haven't been up there. We've got some temporary plexiglass that will do the job. It doesn't look the best, but we're still waiting to get some prices back on that. Hopefully we can complete some other things by around mid-June. We also did hire someone, and we have several retirements coming up, so we already started that replacement process. Want to make sure that we had her trained and ready to go. So we're hoping for July 1st. Make sure we have everything in place that needs to be for the safety guidelines and all that. And the last thing I have is just to report on the FCA. It shows an increase, but you can see it's really no increase, so pretty much flat, and that would start for June the 1st. And then I don't have any other reports unless you all have questions on anything in particular. And again, if there's anything you want me to report on, let me know and I'll have those ready each month.
No, sounds like things are relatively quiet for change. Anything else? You know, old business?
No, is Billy retiring June the 1st, or is he going to continue for another few months?
He hasn't told us
Okay.
his exact date, so I assume it won't be June the 1st. And he's still doing quite a bit of things
Yeah, I know.
for us. Yeah, we've still got him working on some different small projects and doing some training and different things.
Okay. Motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
You stand adjourned.